Excuse me, can you move your car? You're blocking the entire bar's parking lot. Yeah, as soon as I finish my beer. Jesus, where do I work? What can I get you? Drunk? Welcome to episode 47 of Behind Bars, Cocktails, and Wasted Nights. I'm your host, Greg. I've been working as a bartender for over 20 years, and over those years, I've seen a lot. My goal here is to share some of those high and low lights with you. Quick warning, this podcast contains sex, drugs, and some language that isn't suitable for anyone under 21 years of age, so you gotta have some ID. First off, a little housekeeping. I apologize for not putting an episode out, but July was a bonkers month. Sal, the owner of Dimples, sadly passed, and I flew out to LA to attend his memorial service, and then the guitarist from our old band Gypsy Groove decided he, his friend, and his nephew would drive out to Colorado to visit me and catch the Poison, Def Leppard, and Motley Crue show, and yes, that'll be a future episode. Okay, that said, after a few years of coaxing, inviting, bothering, annoying, and generally begging, Lydia finally decided to be a guest, and oh boy, it's a humdinger. But before we get started, you'll need a drink. For this one, Lydia wants us to do a michelada. So, first, rim a pint glass with tahini. Rim. Fill with ice. Add 2 ounces of clamato, not bloody mix. 4 dashes of Worcestershire. Tappity tap 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 a tapatio. Tapatio. A squeeze of lime, and then fill the glass with a good Mexican lager. Lids recommends Modelo Especial, and when you're pouring that, by the way, make sure you tilt the glass and do not, I repeat, do not make contact with the tahini, because otherwise science will happen, and you'll have a foam volcano on your hands. And if you didn't hear me and fucking do this anyway, keep the lime on hand to fight the foam uprising until you win. And as always, if you don't have any of that shit lying around, line up a healthy line of Blizz, smell it hard for quality, and do what Lydia would do. Shoot a healthy pour Fernet. And if you don't have Fernet, stick with the tequila. Okay, without further ado, here's Lydia. All right, everybody, welcome to episode 47 of Behind Bars, Cocktails, and Wasted Nights. I'm psyched tonight because I have in studio a guest I've been waiting for forever, Lydia, a.k.a. Lydyars. Lydyars, what's happening?
Oh, you know, the usual.
The usual? What's the usual?
Well, it's actually not the usual.
Are we going to give the pregame away? Is that what we're doing?
No.
So Lydia and I worked together forever. So like one of my first good friends in Denver. We're of a certain age where we like would rock out at the end of the night, listening to hair rock and stuff like that, singing songs.
This is true.
Yeah. The kids don't know what Van Halen or Poison or Prince is.
They don't.
No.
And that's okay.
Yeah. And you'll, like, Liz is the kind of person that'll call me at, like, 2 in the morning on her way home to, like, let me hear in the background that I Remember You by Skid Row is playing.
Or November Rain.
November Rain is another big one, yeah. So,
and
yeah.
I've done this, like, 1,800 times.
Yeah, sometimes I don't
like
answer the phone.
Time.
I just wake up to it. I'm like, yeah, there it is. November Rain. Start my day off. And she doesn't even talk to me. She just plays the music. It's hilarious. So... Let's start off as we always start off. Liz, how did you get into the business? You're from Connecticut. You're from New Jersey. You're a New Yorker, basically, right?
I mean, I was born in Connecticut, but here goes my accent that I only affect when I'm talking about this stuff. I was born in Connecticut. My father was born and raised in New Jersey. I'm Italian by birth. My father did not want to raise us in New Jersey, where he grew up, so he moved us to Connecticut. So I have a nice Connecticut upbringing, but I am absolutely 100% New Jersey Italian at heart.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And we have like a similar background educationally, but you're more performy than me. But you went to like arts, right? Like you sing, you got. By the way, Liz has moves. This girl can dance. Like I've seen her dance, and it's insane.
I can dance if I want to.
Everybody lose control. If you don't dance,
you leave your plans behind.
Yeah, you can dance.
Because if you
can dance. Everybody take off your pants.
If you can't dance and you don't dance, then you're no friend of mine.
And I don't dance, but we're still friends.
It's true.
I just can't dance. So, yeah, where'd you go to school?
Where are we starting?
I mean, let's go. Performance arts. Like, performing arts. Performance arts. It's like...
Skidmore College. Skidmore College. Some people called it Smokemore because we smoked so much weed there. Other people called it Skidmark, Skid Row.
That's not very creative.
Isn't it?
No.
It was not. We were the creative ones.
Yeah. And I would say, like, didn't you have a famous roommate or a classmate? Or...
Oh, man. Yep. Well... A lot of my former classmates have gone on to do great things, but the most notable, I would say, is one John Bernthal that I think a lot of people are familiar with.
Yeah, like The Punisher. He was in
Walking
Dead. Yeah.
So many movies at this point. I'm proud to say that I know him and that we were roommates in the summer of, I think, like 1998 or 99 when we were all struggling actors.
Didn't you show me a video of him going, I'm going to be famous,
yes,
trust me.
I sure did.
Yeah.
I sure did.
Wow.
And, here I am in the restaurant industry.
Samesies.
And he's making millions of dollars making movies, so I don't know where I went wrong.
Well, starting in the restaurant industry, what happens? You get easy money, you have a lot of fun.
And as a female, I think, there's the casting couch, and I got a little salty, I think, on that aspect of the industry.
Oh, you got,
Once upon a time.
you got casting couched?
Yeah.
Oh, do tell.
Every woman always does.
I didn't know this. Come on.
Yes.
Well, in Dimples, like what you had to do if you were like a hot female, you had to go in the back and take off your shirt and put on the Dimples tank top in front of the boss. That's casting couchy, I guess. What was your experience? Do you want to share it or no?
It doesn't matter. I mean,
okay, never mind. We're not talking about it.
No, it's fine. There are any number. It was like every experience.
Oh, no.
It was like, oh, you're cute. So you want to go out for dinner? Let's talk about your career.
Oh, gross.
And then it was very clear that they didn't give a shit.
We can swear on this podcast.
Oh, I can swear in here? Yeah. Can I swear in here, Greg?
Stop swearing,
thank God.
Gregory. The profanity.
Oh, jeez. I've been living this PG life for so long.
Okay, noted. Point made. So.
No, but it was annoying. No,
And,
I'm not going to fuck you to get a role.
Right.
So.
But you got in there, you cut your teeth, you proved your mettle, you're a kick-ass bartender. You were like super fast. You know what I loved about you? Like working with you behind the bar before you went to the management side. Yes, we'll get to that later. She would put people in their place in a very like assertive way. Not to the point where you're going to yelp her, but you're like, oh shit, yeah, I was misbehaving. Oh my God, I am completely out of line.
I give like the mom look of like, come on, did you really just say that?
Yeah.
Come on, think about what you just said.
And you started off in a bar in New York that was, we won't name the name, but it was because of Omerta. But
definitely not HIPAA because it didn't exist then.
Yeah, HIPAA. This was a mob kind of place.
Some might say it might have had an affiliation here.
Yeah, we won't name the family, but okay. So you worked. Okay, how was that? What was that like?
Let's see. I was 23. I had just moved to New York City. I thought I was king shit until I moved to New York City and got put in my place very quickly. And I had a boss that let me know that if anybody ever fucked with me, he was going to let them...
right. I think I know what you're saying.
Anyway, so he kind of gave me the freedom to assert myself and to speak to people that way in the middle of Lower Manhattan at the very young age of 23 or 24. So...
Oh, my God. So, yeah, you got the power. So now you have the money, the fun, and you have the power.
And then you get the women.
Scarface. I'm the one with the scar on my face, but she's really Pacino.
And I wasn't even looking for women, so that's irrelevant. But, so it kind of gave me my balls, I think.
You got some balls.
When I worked there. And then I moved to Denver, and my first job was on East Colfax,
also
which
a neighborhood.
Was an eye-opener, we shall say. I thought I had seen it all in New York at the ripe old age of 26.
Denver's got some shit. People would be surprised. I was surprised.
My very first Sunday day working at this particular bar, I was cutting fruit, minding my own business, and I noticed a gentleman, quote unquote, across the street with a backpack. And I was like, where is he hiking to? there's no hiking trails around here. We're in the middle of a city. Dirt, dirt, dirt. And then he like ducked into an alley and he started smoking what I assumed was weed because I was against a little green.
Oh no. Did it smell like melted straws?
And then I saw the lighter go like several times. I was like, oh shit, he's not smoking weed. He's definitely smoking crack. And it was like 10:30 in the morning. So he abruptly like walked across the street and walked right into my bar. And I was like, so I don't know really what to do here. I'm new. So I asked one of the guys in the kitchen what to do, and he goes, well, he's probably thirsty. Give him a goddamn beer. And it was like $1 PBR day at the time. So I gave him a $1 PBR, and he's sitting there and he's drinking it, and he was fine. Then he had a second. He was still fine. By beer number 3, the dude was like on the floor. And I was like, okay, we got to pick this guy up and like get him out of here.
You're like, what? I went to college. What am I doing?
So they get him out of the bar. He goes outside. He like yells at a transformer on the sidewalk, kicks it. Goes across the street, smokes more crack, goes into the adult video store next door, comes out with a bicycle and pedals away. And I was like, what the fuck just happened?
How do you get a bicycle in the porn shop?
This is what I'm saying. These are my questions.
Maybe he went to the porn shop to get a bicycle because he was bike curious.
Good one, Greg.
Sorry.
To this day, I'm like, so what is the arrangement that you have with like the porn shop? You're like, hey, can I leave my bike while I go smoke crack, have a couple of $1 beers?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Whoa, you learned that. That's amazing.
Hey, ding dong,
you did
poet.
go to Skidmore.
Poet, didn't know it.
That's amazing.
I wasn't even a writer then. Still not.
Still not. Yeah, definitely not. We'll go back and edit that. So, you know, you get to assert yourself. You get to be a badass and tell people, you give them a what for. Sometimes, I remember a story you told me when you were working at a certain tavern where you couldn't use that. You had to use another method to keep the peace.
Well,
and I would say because of the parties involved, it was the best choice you could have made.
You know, Greg, what I've learned in all my years in this industry is that sometimes you have to read the room, you know? And you have to figure out how to best quell the situation. Every situation is different.
It's true.
In this particular instance, I mean, do I start from the beginning of the story? Or
That's the best place. Unless you want to Quentin Tarantino it for us.
Oh, wow. I don't even know. What does that mean?
Just out of sequence. Zed's dead, baby. Wait, how does this tie in?
So I was like, wow. That's like his like segue.
You know, John
music.
Travolta was on the toilet every single time somebody else got killed in Pulp Fiction. Every time somebody got killed, he was in the bathroom fucking dropping a deuce. Every scene.
Never really
when somebody
thought about
died,
that.
he was like, even Uma Thurman, when she overdoses, he's in the can.
Never really thought about
Yeah, Jules gets shot at, he's in the can.
Yep, reading the newspaper.
Yeah.
God damn it, that stupid hair.
I want to
Anyway.
win that contest.
Hey.
Ew. So anyway, you read the room.
Read the room. So, this particular place had a particular crowd that belonged to a particular motorcycle club that will also remain nameless.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. Sons of Anarchy, let's say.
Yeah, that's it. So they were not, they didn't take too kindly to people of different anything.
Right.
I'm going to kind of leave that there as well. So on this particular evening, there was a gentleman who was pretty much the antithesis of everything that they stood for. He was a big black man, and he was gay, and he was flamboyant, and he was mouthy, and all of the things. And he decided to poke the bear and mess with this particular group of guys.
He couldn't read the room.
He did not read the room.
No.
He read maybe his like ID that day, but I don't think so.
And he was using Braille to read the room. He was laying hands.
So anyway, got to the point where it was going to come to some blows. And that could have gotten very volatile. And so the only thing that I knew how to do at that point was to step in the middle and flash my tits.
Super unorthodox.
Yeah, but I mean, who doesn't like fucking titties?
Lids has some big captivating tits, by the way. So
I mean,
it would
they
stop
were,
you in your tracks.
This was also like 15 years ago. They were so much better back then.
That's terrifying.
Anyway, so it stopped the music. Literally, it was like. Next thing you know, everybody is high-fiving,